82, which is 2.8. So hours of 2.8 and 2.8 for a final combined rating of, you guessed it, 2.8.
And it probably is only going to go downhill from there since they taped, next week's show.
Well, I don't think that applies for WWE, to be honest with you. A tape show, whether it's, I think Monday night, everybody knows Monday Night Raw is on, and they're going to tune in.
Watch them get like a 3.3 next week because I said that.
Who knows? But I will tell you, the NFL game, the Saints and 49ers last night, that drew a 10.92, so you round that up. It'd be a 10.9, almost an 11.0.
Yeah.
So it'd be, we'll say 10.9, 11.0 for that. That is not a huge rating. It's average for NFL.
It was an average game.
Yeah, well, no, it was not an average game. They went to overtime last night.
Oh, did they?
Crazy.
Last time I checked it was, because like I said, I watched Raw, so last time I checked it was like something to 0.
Dude, within the final 2 minutes of that game, unbelievable.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't even get to see it because, like I said, I've been so busy.
Awesome game. It almost went to overtime. They tied it up, right? They scored a touchdown, and then they needed to go they needed 2 points. So instead of kicking an extra point to tie it up and send it to overtime, they went for the 2 and they missed it. It's just an awesome.
Well, it don't even matter because the Super Bowl is about to be Buffalo against Detroit this year. So
yeah, right. Bank on it. So anyways, let me tell you why this is bad. 2.8 cable rating. First and foremost, you're coming off a pay-per-view, okay? Your Raw broadcast and your SmackDown, mainly Raw, you're coming off a pay-per-view, so your interest is high, right? What happened at the pay-per-view? New champions crowned, da-da-da-da-da. They tune into Raw to find out what happened on the pay-per-view. Not good when you draw a 2.8 coming off the pay-per-view the night before.
Especially when you got another pay-per-view coming up in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, right. Yeah. 2.8 is horrible, and we have not been down into the 2s as far as ratings are concerned in 2 years. I believe it was, you know what it was? It was December 31st, 2000. No, it wasn't. The last time the Monday Night Raw rating fell below a 3.0 was November 17th, 2008. So it was 2 years ago, just about 2 years ago, coming up on 2 years. The last time viewership was below 4 million people was December 31st, 2007.
And you and me, we've been talking about this since like May. When is it going to happen? When are they going to hit the 2 points?
Yeah,
we talked about that all summer.
I'll tell you what, if there was one time for it to happen, it wasn't last night, especially coming off the heels of a pay-per-view. Just not good at all. So 2.8 for Monday Night Raw, not good. Now what else? Matt Hardy, right?
Oh yeah, I was about to say. We can do it either way. Do you want to start talking about it, or should we have people just call in and talk about those, couple situations?
I'll tell you what. Let's run it. We'll run down the Matt Hardy situation,
okay.
And then we'll open up the phone lines. It's still kind of early, but whatever. We'll open up the phone lines and let you guys call in. Matt Hardy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
So you said before we came on? Is it confirmed now? You said in the chat. Is it confirmed that he's
No, I was fucking with the people in the chat.
Okay,
It will be confirmed. It will likely be confirmed this week. We're in that same position that we were in last week, where I said expect something to happen after the TV tapings, and that did not happen last week. You've got to remember, WWE management, Vince McMahon, everybody's at TV right now. Mm-hmm. They had TV Raw last night. They have SmackDown and NXT tonight. A lot of stuff goes down at TV, and I'm sure that the last thing on their mind right now is, hey, we've got to make an announcement that we fired Matt Hardy. That's not on their mind right now. Their mind is on TV tonight, creative, all that stuff. The deal is, We talked about it last week.
Yep.
There's more to the story than what's out there. These are the facts. Matt Hardy's got personal problems. Those personal problems, obviously, you don't want to speculate. But there are issues. There are issues. Two sources in WWE say that it's. No, you know what? No.
You're not gonna say it.
He's got personal issues. You can judge. The first video that he posted on YouTube, you could see the tone of his voice, the glossy eyes, this and that. Paul London, his nose. Okay, there you go, his nose. Okay. His nose, and then that's all I'm gonna say. We'll use the words, and listen. Paul London made it was a very, very small note, and you probably wouldn't have noticed it. You wouldn't have thought anything into it, but he made a reference. He made a reference in that video to a drug,
Yes.
and it probably
looks like snow.
Yes, and it probably passed a lot of people by, but Paul London is not the only guy that feels that way. So basically, there are problems. There are problems with Hardy. Okay,
See, the thing that confuses me there is the whole weight situation. I mean, I've had a few family members, a family member that's been addicted to it, and I just don't understand why his weight's going up, because that's the type of drug
there are health issues. Okay, there are health issues that are associated. I mean, he's not lying when he says that he has health issues. All right, so he's got health issues, but keep in mind that this is a drug that you can find very easily. You can come across it very easily as a pro wrestler, and there are just people. I'm not saying that this is confirmed by any means, but there are people that believe that is one of the problems that he has. There's that, and then he's posted videos, and he's basically been saying, I mean, there were Twitter messages where one fan asked him, should I go, there was going to be an overseas tour, and WWE and TNA are going to be overseas at the same time or near each other. And one fan had asked him, should I buy my tickets to see you at the TNA show or the WWE show? And he said, probably the TNA show. And then he addressed TNA in another video today. Today's video, okay, the video that we put up today were basically, the last year of his life, okay? Mm-hmm. That's the Matt Hardy that I don't mind. I don't mind that Matt Hardy, but it's the Matt Hardy that oh, you know what? In the video today, this is a guy that was like listing his accomplishments, right? He's listing off his accomplishments left and right, and it was just like, oh God, this guy. I mean, his ego is just dripping out his nose.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, his accomplishments really aren't that much. I mean, a one-time ECW champion, one-time US champion, one-time Euro.
They're really not. And when you think about it, God,
12 years.
I don't mean to sound like a complete prick here, but Matt Hardy has been the Hardy Boy that's. I mean,
in the shadow of his brother.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Jeff Hardy. I mean, he mentioned this. I mean, the Hardy. He's been the failure of the Hardy. Not the failure. You can't call him a failure, obviously. Merchandise sales back in the day. Hardy Boys merch. I mean, the guy has done a lot for the business. He was in one of the most successful tag teams in WWE. You can't hate on the guy for that, okay?
It never got over the way that his brother got over, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
in the ring.
Yeah, and I just don't. I mean, when the guy talks, he's just. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me, but when you look at that guy, you just think, there's something about this prick, man. There's just something about this guy.
Yeah, I mean,
and I know you guys can see it. Everybody's got to see it, unless you are a complete nerd yourself or a complete goofball dork. This guy is a dork. Matt Hardy is a dork.
Yeah, I agree.
He comes across as such a goofy dork. And Paul London's video last week where he was like, Matt Hardy, look at me, guys. That was fucking.
I was laughing.
That was awesome. I'm sorry. I mean, Paul Heyman's not nearly as big of a star as Matt Hardy was, or probably ever be. But that
Paul
video,
London, you mean?
Come on, Paul London. What'd I say?
Hey, you said Heyman.
No. Paul London. I mean, he's never going to be as big of a star as. Probably not, but that was awesome. Come on.
You know, though, I'm going to jump on Hardy's side for real quick. I got to get on his side for 1 minute about one thing. I can understand why the man wants to get released from WWE. I mean, he's probably depressed, like we talked about last week. The man, travels alone. And we, like you said, 200 days, 260 days a year, whatever.
Right.
So he's on the road by himself pretty much. He's worked for the WWE for over 12 years, and, even though he tried to build up his accomplishments, like I said before, 1 ECW championship, 1 U.S. championship, a handful of tag team championships, Right. And, and then he's never even gotten that good of a push ever. And, he's lost to people that he probably shouldn't have lost to. He puts his body on the line every night. And, knowing you're just getting old for the same ass paycheck and knowing how big your fan base is and how many fans you bring to WWE and how much your merchandise is over. And, the grass does look greener on the other side.
And that's fine. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Maybe, you know what? The guy is tired. The guy's worn out, and he figures, you know what? Maybe I'll. There are different ways to go about this. If you want to be released from WWE, and maybe, well, I can't say that because maybe he's requested his release, and I don't believe he has. I believe this all started when he arrived at several WWE live events, was not in any condition to perform. Well, not just out of shape. There was a reason that he had. Listen. This is a guy that had been on TV. This is a guy had been on SmackDown, this and that, the weight issues. They knew about the weight issues. There was a reason why he was sent home from WWE events, and it wasn't the weight issues, okay? It wasn't the weight issues, as they had been using him on TV, and he had been there. It was a condition where he showed up, and he was fucked up. He was fucked up, and he was asked by WWE officials to leave the event, basically sent home from the event. And there we get into these sent home words, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he comes out and he posts this video, this and that, and then WWE goes out and confirms it. And basically that was a slap in the face to Hardy. And I think he felt, you know what, okay, fuck this, because they wouldn't have done that with anybody else, okay?
Well, and they were bashing him on air.
They would not have done that with anyone else. They would not have confirmed that somebody was sent home from a live event because they weren't in any condition to perform. They would not have done that. And they did it, and that was a slap in the face to Hardy. And I think he feels that, you know what, fuck this, I'm fed up now, and I want out. There are other ways to go about this than posting these corny videos online, basically begging to get fired from the company. You know, I mean, you're basically begging to get fired from the company.
Well,
he had expected that it was going to be finalized yesterday. I would expect something, like I said, with the TV tapings Monday and Tuesday, I would expect an announcement later this week that he has been released from WWE. I just don't see, anyway, it's just a very weird situation, and it could be a case of, you know what? Maybe management sees these problems, but Vince McMahon is not at live events. Vince McMahon is not at house show events, okay?
Nah. So
it may be a case of Vince knows, as far as merchandise is concerned, Hardy has a huge